If you'll be wearing a gown, put it on first, followed by your mask or respirator, goggles or face shield, and gloves. Make sure the gown covers all of your outer garments. Pull the sleeves down to your wrists and fasten the Velcro or tie the top string securely at your neck and waist. If the gown is too small, use 2 gowns. Put the first gown on like a coat and tie it in front, and then put the second gown on in the usual way and tie it in back. Then put on a surgical mask or fitted respirator. The type of mask you select and whether fit testing is needed will depend on the type of isolation precautions being observed for your patient. Before using a respirator, medical evaluation and fit testing are required. Your goggles or other eyewear should fit snugly. If you wear prescription glasses, you can use a face shield instead. Apply clean, unpowdered gloves. If you or your patient has a latex allergy, the gloves should also be latex-free. Bring the cuff of each glove over the edge of the gown sleeve. Removal of PPE follows a specific sequence: gloves, eyewear, gown, and finally the mask. Remove your first glove by grasping the cuff and pulling the glove inside out over your hand. Hold this glove in your gloved hand. Then slide the fingers of your other hand under the remaining glove at the level of your wrist. Peel the second glove over the first and discard them in the proper container. Now remove your eyewear, face shield, or goggles. Handle the item by its headband or earpieces and discard it appropriately. Now remove your gown by first untying the neck strings or releasing the Velcro and then untying the back strings. Allow the gown to fall from your shoulders, touching only the inside. Pull your hands out of the sleeves without touching the outside of the gown. Hold the gown inside at the shoulder seams and fold it inside out into a bundle. Discard it in the trash or linen bag as needed. Your face mask comes off last. If the mask is secured over your ears, remove the elastic and pull the mask away from your face. If the mask ties on, untie first the bottom string and then the top string. Drop the used mask into the trash receptacle.
This video demonstrates the updated recommendations for PPE donning and doffing when caring for a patient who is suspected or confirmed COVID-19. Begin by performing hand hygiene using an alcohol-based hand sanitizer. Completely cover all surfaces of your hands and rub vigorously until dry. Next, don your isolation gown. Open the gown fully. Put your head through the opening and arms into the sleeves. Place your thumbs through the thumb holes. Fully extend the back of the gown to cover your backside. And be sure to secure the gown at the waist with the ties. Next, don your procedure or surgical mask. Be sure that the mask fully covers your nose and mouth, that it's pulled tightly under your chin, and fit the bridge of the nose. Next, don your goggles. Last, don gloves. Make sure they're the appropriate size. Put them on so that the wrist extends up over the cuff of the gown. Do a final check to make sure that your PPE is on, fully secured, and without defects. When doffing PPE, first break the gown tie at the waist. Grab the gown at the shoulders and gently pull until it breaks at the back of the neck. Roll the gown down and away from your body, taking care to not contaminate your uniform with the outside of the gown. Dispose of the gown in the waist. Perform hand hygiene. Prior to removing your goggles, don a new pair of gloves. Remove the goggles and immediately clean and disinfect with a hospital-approved disinfectant wipe. Be sure to clean all surfaces of the goggles, inside and out, ensuring that they're wet for the amount of time specified on the manufacturer's instructions for use. Place the cleaned goggles onto a surface. Remove gloves. And perform hand hygiene. Last, remove your mask, dispose of it in the waste receptacle, and perform hand hygiene one more time.
Okay guys, so we're going to do the first stage of doffing, which we do in the room that we've done the aerosol generating procedure, and it's effectively the removal of the gloves and the gown, and then we will do the rest in the ante-room. So if you follow my lead as per the doffing instructions, and you grab the anatomical snuff box and just pull the first glove off, and then slide your fingers underneath the second glove, and all in one without touching the outside. Straight into the bin. And then because we're double gloving for this procedure, we repeat the same process. So anatomical snuff box, glove, pull the glove off in one hand, and then slide your fingers underneath, never touching the outside of the glove, and straight in. Savas, do you mind, so that we don't have to touch it? That's great. Thank you. And now we're going to try and doff our aprons without touching the front of them, which is tricky, but we will do the best that we can. So, hands behind necks and pull the first attachment, then hands behind back and pull the second attachment. And then if you reach behind and from the inside, so you're not touching the outside, then you start to roll from the inside, roll from the inside, roll into a ball and straight into the bin. So guys, there's one more thing in here before we leave. We need to get rid of the visors. Okay, doffing the visors, hands behind heads. If you've got these ones, you pull the strap forward, lean over and just let it drop. So for the next stage of doffing we do in the ante-room, so we'll get Savas to open the door so we don't touch anything until we're back into the ante-room. So now with the FFP3s, what I want you to do is take the nape of the neck strap and bring it up to the other strap. So you've got both straps together, And then you're going to lean over the bin, leaning forward, bring the strap over your head and let the mask just drop so you never touch the front of the mask. Just lean forward and let it drop with gravity. The last thing we need to do is the hat. So fingers on the inside so we don't touch the outside. Lift it off and then into the bin without touching the outside of the hat. And then we are going to wash our hands with warm water and soap.